Toronto Markel, Gene Chifu, Secret, and Boyd. Let's get it going. P1 is off. Who will touch first? Kills traded back and forth through the kill feed for the moment. Pot of Gold will come out on top of the trade battle. And to get a couple of seconds on Hill, taken off for the moment. Plix finding a couple for himself. Excuse me, that was Dark finding a couple in his own right.
And a great job for Pot of Gold as they get a couple of points, but it's Dark with the 4-0 start doing an incredible job thus far for Chaos. Is that the new names on the side of Chaos, so might have been a bit of an internal shuffle after the fact of going down to the lower bracket finals. So hopefully with a few new faces, you can step up and run away with the win here. But it's only P1, so you're just getting that sort of initial feeling for these squads. Poking and prodding on the P1. P2 is where you should see a bit of a difference in the point.
Yeah, that's usually where teams start to get some points rolling. Absolutely. You're getting to that point in the map right now. I mean, not much to be had either which way. Pot of Gold with a decent little lead here early on, and Chifu's just going to go absolutely buck wild and making a 5 spree for that young man. Up to 7-3, looking for more, on to a 6. Can he get 7? Time will tell. Another gunfight comes up, does not find the timing his way. The kills will go towards Chaos, and yet again trying to fight off that back foot and just trying to get the scrap is Chaos. They need to find something ahead of the game.
Really need to get their head back in the game, but don't call Zach Efron just yet. Dark grabbing a bit of a 4 streak before going down. Pot of Gold rotating for that last few seconds of scrap on the P3. Pot of Gold winning the gunfight early. They have been winning the gunfights early and often. Team Chaos trying to get back in this one. Exactly what I thought was going to happen with this matchup. Chaos just feeling a bit still the sting of defeat from that omit loss, and now they're trying to recruit great. They do not want to make the same mistakes they did the first time around.
Trying to avoid the ghosts of your pasts. It's a little bit like life there, isn't it, Rich? A 20-point lead for Pot of Gold at the moment. Trying to dig into it. And you have enough time to close the gap on this lead, but it's really about maintaining that position that Plix has in this moment in top art. Starting 4-7, a little bit of a slow start for him now, but trying to find some Overwatch kills. Maybe just a couple extra just to push this side of Pot of Gold further back down the map, but that's not going to be the case. That's a clear out for Pot of Gold of that top art position. P4 pops already. Chaos having to hit that regroup, not able to get on the points, going to allow Pot of Gold to find a way in.
Unfortunate here for Chaos. Talking about the mistakes of the past coming back to haunt you. Ghosts of Christmas, your present, and all coming after you in the bed chambers. Fortunately, Chaos just can't seem to handle that kind of intensity as Chifu, Boyd, and Co. just streaks aplenty. Chifu, especially at 14-7. I mean, we're seeing shades of Nate, a 2.0 KD. Just needs the hill time to match.
And get that hill time. We'll see what ends up rolling his way. Can be difficult battling back for the side of Chaos, down over 60 points now. As we get set on this first set of rotations, Pot of Gold looking to complete this lowered bracket comeback, and what a masterful completion it would be, but it's only map number 1. Still a lot of Call of Duty left to be played. Secret, but a fine one. A lot of roster shakeups here in the U18 leagues. Usually seeing him run with Slay and Chifu as well. A lot of things have gone on down here. Boy, Chifu ganging up for 3. Plix is going to fall as well. Yeah, I mean, it's just rough sledding for Chaos yet again.
You hate to see it. That is just the way the cookie crumbles. But, with a mid-series roster change, we see a couple of new names, and it's just not an ideal start. Either way, we'll see what can come of either of these. Go for listening in with Pot of Gold.
they rotated. I was
He's dead.
Yo, I spawned here. I spawned here. Turn around.
Yeah, I have the back. I have the back. I got an itch, bro.
I'm staying cat. I got you out of palms. Just stay alive.
I got time. It could be the back.
I'm trying to pick him deep right.
I throw one outer palms. One outer palms. Throw one outer palms.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I needed to.
Deep right.
He's one shot. Mark with palms.
Two cat. Darker Blakes.
Another one outer palm. Another one outer palm.
Stay down on time.
It didn't
It
run
could be in the
through.
back on me. Oh,
Bro,
shit.
Logano's late cat. Late cat. And Logano's bottom cat. Logano.
Yeah.
Outer palms as well.
Good.
Outer palms.
Close to me, Logan. Weak on time in the pool. Absolute.
And
Nice. 3.
Bottom cat. Last shot. Dark. One shot.
Nice.
And Pot of Gold just remaining locked in, 100-point lead and making it look too easy. We're only about halfway through the second rotation, Jake, and Chaos is in trouble.
Yeah. You find trouble, make it double. Chaos finding themselves in a similar situation they found themselves in last series. Really, even honestly, a little bit worse. I think they stuck in it against Omid in the first hard point just a little bit better. Looking to battle back here now. Long ways from this P3. Nice initial kill, good initial time as well. It's going to be maintaining this P4. And that's just straight out through that mid P3 area, trying to maintain straight. That's going to be another player for Chaos falling, but you do maintain that top art position. Big kill out of Markel. He's huge up there, but Boyd is going to find that traded out. So Chaos, I mean, it's just back and forth right now, and they get that last kill. The last bit they had holding towards that P4 side, it falls.
That is just unfortunate. The way that Chaos wanted to try and get their get back, hopefully finding a way to win, but it just seems the door was shut in their face with Pot of Gold going absolutely nuclear on them with a 120-point differential. Chaos needs at least 40 points to avoid the 100-point club, but currently it looks like they're about to get bottle service.
Yeah, it may not be looking too great. They had a player up push towards P4, but that was taken care of, and Boyd's just going to go ahead and find another one. And top art onto a 4 spree. He goes 28-17. Not a lot of hill time, but Boyd's been playing heavy on these rotations around the outside, gunning Chaos as they try to make plays towards the hill. He's been that player shutting that down. Secret on the hill trying to make a play in his own right, and that's going to be Chaos with a few seconds.
All they really need. If you can find those few seconds, precious moments, make the difference. Right now, it might be too little too late, which is what we've been saying pretty much the entire time for Chaos, but hopefully they can find something, a little something to get their mojo back, to get their gutso, their gumption, anything. It just seems to be a bit of a rough going for them here today.
It's been rough, and maybe, it is map number 1, Rich, right? It's not the end of this series at the end of this map. It's just, when you get things going after getting punched in the mouth the way you did, you would hope it looks a little bit stronger, but here you go. You had a second to hold this P1. You got a few players trying to get around the outside for Pot of Gold. If you can find some kills, it could go different for you, but you go for dead. And,
What was that? What we were going on?
Yeah, well, I thought they had a chance to hold for a few seconds, and they went for dead. So never mind.
Unfortunate, to say the least, but that is how the cookie crumbles, and it's all but over for Chaos. They need 6 points, crack into triple digits. Hopefully, find it. Hopefully, they can get something for themselves. But right now, it's just all Pot of Gold. They have just been the better squad here today.
At least so far, you don't get 100-point clubbed. You're able to get that monkey off of your back in the moment. So let's see if they're able to battle back. I mean, the game's not over yet. They have to play literally perfect Call of Duty. Absolutely. I'm not going to argue anybody there. And it's pretty unlikely, but still, you have a puncher's chance at the moment, and that's a big 3 dead that's going to help you out. And Markel, he's going to find a couple. Their kill feed is broken because they have the broken number 48. That's how that works. And I believe that's going to be Dark finding 2 there. And Flix tries to find one, gets another big 2-piece before he gets traded out. And this has been a really nice hill out of Chaos.
Yeah, a nice bounce back. You're down still by about 80 points, but eating into that deficit. You're showing you still got a little something to give. Hopefully you can find it, but it's going to be tough to say the least.
Oh yeah, it's dig deep time now for Chaos. Everything has to go your way and then some. And that couple of kills are not going to give you this initial time on the P3, so that's even much more difficult. And you're pinned back in that deep trophy spawn area, and it's not a great spot to fight out of. It's big gunfights that are going to need to come through, and you're going to find a couple. And that's going to be at least white time for the moment, so you hold off victory if you're Chaos at the very least. But you got to get towards that P4 side. Even if you make it towards even if you make it through the P3, excuse me.
Yeah, trying to rotate through 3. You've had a little bit of a bounce back. Can you find a way from an over 120 point deficit to steal this one away? This P4 will be critical for this squad, but if they can somehow, some way find a win, it would truly be incredible, especially in a lower bracket finals. You get those last few seconds of scrap broken on by Pot of Gold, but you secure the P4. This is the critical juncture for Chaos.
Oh, absolutely. You need to come alive, and there's no better time than in this moment, Ritz. They continue to step up. 4 seconds needed for Pot of Gold to walk away with this thing. One break, and it could be all over. And you're going to take a couple of trades throughout this mid-map, but it's going to be Gene trying to make that entry, and he's going to get taken down. Chaos continues to stand tall. Now you're going to have to worry about the push to dumpster side. Chifu now making pressure to the back. Luckily, not able to go huge. And Chaos, they're maintaining. I mean, if we could have saw this form throughout earlier in this game, maybe this could be winning time for them. But there's the break, and one player up top could still make a difference. There's the death, and that's going to do it. Pot of Gold walks away with the map number 1. Subs will put you into blenders, but it is a lot about getting to spots and being patient and playing corners carefully if you're ARs.
Playing those corners and playing your round right and working together as a team. Because with Hardpoint, you can oftentimes see a player pop off, still doing great solo while the teammates struggle to lead their team victory. But with Search and Destroy, I fear it is so much more team-based than a Hardpoint. Relies so much more. Each life is so much more important than the last as you get things rolling. Going to be a really tough battle for Chaos, especially since you lost the first blood, and now a 4-2 fight over by B. You're the last one up. Logano trying to get back in this.
Yeah, good shots there. At least gets it to a 1v3 situation, but the bomb's down. They're all over this B site. And I mean, if you're Pot of Gold, there's not a single reason to move very far from the positions that you have. You got a player watching top. You got Gene watching that other mid cross. Chief will get the information on the location of Logano himself. Now it's just a bait game at this point. Where are you going to find yourself at the end of it? Who's the last one to get there? And there's the Chow coming through. Chifu, he'll put the first one away.
And to put that first one away, and luckily it does, as Pot of Gold takes the round 1 win. We wanted to see Chaos try and grab a little bit of momentum back in their favor, but it's just a no-go. They continue to get crushed, and it's just devastating for their momentum that, you know, we've seen glimpses of, but it's never really fully material.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just not able to put everything together at the same time. It's just bits and pieces here and there that amount to decent efforts at the end of games, just not pulling you across the finish line more often than not. See if we can get something cooking here. Now on the attack side goes Chaos. Looking like it's or an A play here. See if they can get a first blood.
That first so critical. Trying to grab first, make or break around. And right now, Chaos going to need every little bit of help they can get. And just not the ideal situation you want to be in. But get something going. 2-3, now 2-1. The tables have turned. Markel have to go massive here to clutch up, but Chefu just too clean on the movement, on the sticks, and it's just not going their way.
Now another one goes to the side of Pot of Gold, clutching up in the 1v1 is that man Chifu, and Markel stood to test. He won his 1v1. It was just a little bit too much to ask to turn around and then find Chifu, who's just running like a madman through this, control area towards this bomb site and puts it away. Pot of Gold continues their fortune.
Makes sense. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, folks, continues to deliver for them. Either way, Chaos in a world of hurt right now. Logano cannot do it all by himself. Needs some more help from Markel. Dark and Plix, unfortunately, just not hitting where they want to. Pot of gold continue rush on through them. It's a big decider of a round here, I think, for Chaos. You do not want to find yourself down 3-0 in a search ever, let alone in a lower bracket final.
Oh, it feels like the death grip is starting to lock in at that point. 3v3 situation here. Chaos didn't walk away with the first blood, but got the trade. Pick up the second, though. That's going to be a big kill onto Boyd. Player advantage here now for Chaos. On the defensive side, can kind of let things roll in front of them. They can find some of these players moving as a unit now, and I like just defensively, especially if you don't line up, it can work out well.
You can often find those lucky breaks. It can be difficult at times, but if you're able to get this just a tad bit of a moment, a chance, an opportunity, you have to take advantage of it where you can.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game, right? Taking advantages of the opportunity as they come. You got this situation. I'm down. The gold. Trying to make something happen. There's only 2 players left, but got it spaced out. He's in position to recheck that bomb. Big gunfight out of Plix is going to make this thing all over, and Chaos able to find a round, stop the bleeding for the moment. That's going to be something that they could take and maybe get another round in their back pocket.
We get one more stack up rounds, stack up, find something in yourselves to run away with a hopeful W, but it's going to be a tough battle to say the least. Cannot get the win here. How do you get it in control? Very long and dangerous road, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. If you go down 0-2, we've seen what happens in that vault control. You really don't want to leave it up to that. So if you can win the search and destroy and you lose the vault control, okay, we can go to a hard point, try to even this thing up. But still some work to do here. You got that first round on the board, bomb in hand. You should have that player advantage over towards B, and you get the opening blood as well.
That first blood is so critical, and making it a 4-2, putting them on their back heels, trying to find something for themselves. But again, it is pressure for Chaos. They continue to try and climb. Nothing seemingly going their way. They get at least a little bit going in their favor with a round win, but unfortunately, it's just not enough. Finally, Chaos, though, showing that they are still in this fight, tying things up 2-2.
Great couple of rounds to bounce back there. You don't want to go down 3-0, and if you can get back even, that's even better. You don't want to stay behind for too long. We talked about them taking a long time to get going. In the map number 1, looking to make things a little bit better here on the map number 2 with 2 quick rounds back-to-back.
Quick back-to-back rounds. It's wonderful, wonderful to see. Now we have ourselves a bit of a search and destroy, but can they make the most of it? Time will certainly tell as we begin our rotations. It's all go on to Alpha for pot of gold as they try to get set up. I think Chaos is going to pick up the offensive sweep toward A.
But they got Gene finds that first blood. That's Plix who is going to fall. Tifu working his way towards that bomb site. You are going to get a kill onto Gene, so that's the trade out. Now 3v3 retake coming.
On through Plix, grabbing one more. It's a 2v2 now. Secret trying to clutch up for pot of gold. Hope they can find anything, but they're not realizing bomb being defused right now. You can't shoot through all of that. Chaos with leave 3 in a row.
It is 3 in a row for Chaos. working really strong in the search and destroy. We kind of felt this one wasn't going to go away quickly, Rich, and that's exactly seemingly the plan here. Chaos wants to win this map number 2, doesn't want to put themselves in another horrible situation headed into that vault. They want to see that map number 4 at the very least. And at this point, it's probably going to take all 5 for them to win. So they're getting some valuable search and destroy reps here.
Exactly. Getting those reps in can be critical and make the difference in later games and later rounds. Once you find that momentum, once you gain something, have everything going for you, and hopefully we can continue to see that here for this squad.
A couple of players will fall early for Chaos, however. That's good defense locking in for Pot of Gold, trying to stop a run of Chaos now, who had just won 3 rounds in a row. 4 early kills are going to help you out, just laying in wait. Markel, and you got the player laying down. That's going to be Gene trying to spot the toes. The plant's going to come just outside of his view. And the bomb will go down. Gene trying to make the play. Going to wait for his teammates, though. Make a concerted push together.
Yeah, that is really the key thing about search and destroy, like we were talking about, team play, playing as a unit. Dark left all alone, 20 seconds left on the clock. Gets one, but cannot get them all. Pot of Gold going to be able to take it here. Gene, 8 and 5. KD currently leading the squad of Hog.
Hog in chat. Hog in chat. They stopped the run. They get the round. It's back even at 3 and 3, and they played it really well. Just got those first couple of kills and back right on up. Didn't play aggressive. And that's kind of what I was talking about, patience, especially if you get that first blood defensively. No need to push the envelope.
Just play it calm, cool, and collected. That's what we talked about for Chaos in their omit matchup, and now it just seems to be what Pot of Gold is taken to heart. Get a little over eager, overextend, maybe take some shots you didn't want to, and maybe take a rotation you rethink later. But I think Pot of Gold has a chance to get some back-to-back rounds here if they play it the way they have been. At least in that, or play it like they did in the last round. And the first blood, once again, going to Chaos. So they have the advantage. Now can they fully take over, as it looks like it's going to be all Chaos? Boyd, the last one up, and it's not looking too good, Shake.
No, not looking good at all if you are a Pot of Gold fan, and that's going to be Chaos with another round. Then now if you're Chaos with that lead you built early on, you can go round for round. At this point, if you'll edge them out, you just need to make sure you don't let Pot of Gold get a run going of their own right. And it was just aggression there, and something I talked about going into this map. I would like to see a little bit more out of Chaos. They got that early first blood, and they did push the issue just a little bit on that defensive side, and it worked out.
Yeah. Push the envelope and hopefully find a W. And that's what Chaos was able to arc with. And 9 and 4 KD. Logano 7 and 3. They're slaying out. There's still a few things they could improve upon, but right now they're doing pretty darn good. Quick trade out over by Bravo. Already in a 3-3. The Gold trying to rotate up, but they're getting over pressured. A 1v2. Secret once again left all alone. Was not spotted in mid, I don't think, but shots coming. He is revealing himself, and unfortunately, when you reveal your hand, give up that advantage. And right now, Chaos 1 round away from time.
1 round down, and this is exactly where you want to be. Can't get overconfident if you are Chaos. You're playing really good search and destroy in the entirety of this map. You've rolled with the punches that Pot of Gold has been throwing so far, but you've had your moments where you're just putting things together and just getting these kills early in the rounds, and that's where you're finding your success.
Now, all on Chaos to put this one away, Shake. Can they find the W here? Need to hand Pot of Gold a map loss since their winner's bracket loss omit. Pot of Gold gets shut down here. Chaos looking for an opportunity, and like we were saying, if it wasn't the search and destroy, how are they going to do it in control? But it's time to find out, Shake. It's time to find out.
Can they get it done, or will they be cursed? Defense looming heavy. Secret trying to find something with that nade. Nothing doing. Got a little bit of a standstill, and that's going to be 2 early kills on the attack. 4 pot of gold will open things up. Legato gets caught in a little bit of a reload, but they are going to get a couple of kills. So now it's back to a 2v2. Pistol comes out, and that's the trade. Now it's down to a 1v1. Secret, Legato, and Legato will fall. Pot of gold sticks around for another.
And never count them out. You can never count out a squad. Going to continue to be a bit of an annoyance for this Chaos team. They're just like, I imagine they're just like, can we just get a win here? We just need this, then we can turn this whole series around. Hopeful and get that right here, right now. But Pot of Gold is not going to go down quietly. They will not go quietly into that dark night, Shay.
Oh, you got to battle. You got to kick and scream the entire way. In Chaos, they want a chance to go against Omit Brooklyn yet again. Want to get this series tied up. On the defense, it's going to be Pot of Gold. Oh, you're going to get a little bit of a chow down bottom line. They go back and forth. The gunfight still comes through. And out on top of the first blood will come Chaos. That's going to be Gene falling. And Legato with that excellent first blood going to maintain his positioning down there.
You take down a heavy hitter like Gene early. It's a huge pick, but it's a 2-piece for Pot of Gold and another one to trade for Plick. So now 2v2. Chaos on the brink. Logano holding on the rock, being patient, but it's a 2-piece takeover for Pot of Gold. We got ourselves around 11, Shake.
Oh, baby. Chaos starting to sweat just a little bit. This game felt like they had it all in their hands. They had the 5-3 lead, and now we're to around 11, and it's just Pot of Gold standing tall in these moments, winning these close quarter gunfights in these last couple of rounds. Just so influential.
Incredible effort from Pot of Gold to bounce back from that 5-3 deficit. The 5-3 curse is real, folks. Will we see it proven or disproven here today? It matters not. All that matters is there is one more round to decide who has taken this search and destroy on Hacienda. Will it be Pot of Gold? Will it be Chaos? It's time to find out, chat. It's time to find out, Shake. Here we go. Classic beat push. Who's going to take first blood? It's going to be Jake.
Shifu finding one, but there's the trade right back. So Chaos can kind of wipe their brow for the moment. They do have control of the bomb on the ground. That information does come through for them as well. Oh, that's going to be another one falling for Pot of Gold. Difficult situation for them to bounce back from, but that's an excellent answer.
Able to stay up and stay alive, looking for a 2-for. He needs backup on Hill. Can Secret get there in time? Going to be rotating in through the mid lane. Secret picks up one. Markel trying to stay up. Gene with the rotation. The timing for Pot of Gold could not have been more perfect as they win it 6-5.
This is not nearly as daunting as it used to be. And you'll start off on the offensive side if you're Pot of Gold, just trying to work out Chaos defensively. You got to lock in.
No other way to really say it other than lock in, and Pot of Gold is on the ropes early with Chaos winning these early gunfights, already up 29-25, but just like that, Boyd and Gene getting a couple kills of their own, trying to even things up. This is a very defense-heavy mode, so we'll see how Pot of Gold fares on the attack first.
You go on the attack, some presence towards A already, a couple of kills will push back Chaos for the moment. Still have a slight advantage, but that's going to get ripped away. Now only one life differing these teams. Back and forth we go. The contest comes through. Second tick will be there for Pot of Gold. Looking good early in this control. A decent amount of map control, but a lot of focus towards the hill. That's why you have those 2 ticks early. We'll worry about the map control once A is done.
A great job from Pot of Gold on the alpha side. More traditional push from Omit taking Bravo first, but you're all tied up at 7. Now is the time for Chaos to lock in on those top art positions and just hold the line.
They're able to do here. Lives a little bit dwindled down here. They got the notification from the in-game voiceover that lives are starting to run low for Pot of Gold. One tick or point gone, excuse me, for Pot of Gold gave them the extra minute, but it's really getting towards this B site that has been quite a nightmare for Pot of Gold. Chaos locking down the B street.
Great job of locking it down. They've only lost 1 life and make it 2 now since Alpha capture for the side of Chaos. They've done a great job of mitigating losses, playing smart defensive Call of Duty. So they should be able to come away with the win as long as they keep laying out like they have been and actually now pressing the attack into their spawn, keeping them trapped back there. Has been the play. It was 4-14 out of Gold with their last little vestiges of life, trying to make something happen on Bravo.
Really locking into this B site defense is gonna be Chaos, and it's all put over. I mean, a 2v11, that's pretty darn impossible. Can't get really the stack you'd like to, and now it's a 1v10. Secret, he'll pick up 1. That's all he's gonna find. Well, if he picks up another, excuse me, finally does get to the point. Stops the clock for the moment, but Chaos, they will put that round to bed, and they get the early lead on defense.
Early lead. Chaos, a big momentum shifter, hopefully in their favor. Hopefully they can find that through line to get the W, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be no walk in the park. Pot of Gold now on defense has a chance to get around themselves.
See what they're able to answer here. Are they able to battle back and respond and do exactly what Chaos just did? And you didn't give up a single tick on B, so that's going to be good for Chaos as well, only allowing the 3 ticks in the round. As we head through this thing, you feel like we may get 5 rounds in this one. Chaos starting off on that offensive side, trying this tried and true A player. Maybe they learned a little bit from Omit that maybe we'll get the dirty work done at B.
Just maybe the Bravo objective may be the key for this map, both defensively and offensively. Find that first tick on offense, it can really make the difference. You have to split focus towards A and B, but a quick 3-piece in the feed for Pot of Gold spells disaster for Chaos's initial hopes on offense.
Initial hopes not looking too hot for him, but still got some time here, and you did win the defense, so not the end of the world. Just trying to work something here. A control is yours for the moment. That's going to be another big kill out of Logano. Finding something on that A site, trying to stack now with their teammates is Chaos, working on that first tick. It will come through, and now trying to make a play on defense is going to be Pot of Gold rebound.
Gold now trying to find that rebound, like you're saying. Clear off Alpha, are luckily able to get there in time, but just like that, Chaos back on it. They're surrounding the A hill. They're looking for something. Now they get it. 2-piece, 3-piece in the feed. Who else but Chefu causing all sorts of problems?
Chefu, he's the big man on campus at times, isn't he indeed? 2 ticks through 4 Chaos lives. I mean, not really in the best of spots for him. That B play didn't really work out the way they were hoping it would, but now you really just need to lock in on A, find a couple of more kills, but time is not going to be in your favor whatsoever. That bottom vault play, maybe just to stop the clock, it gets some attention towards B. I don't mind it at all, especially if you're able to pick up some kills, but you're going to fall there as well for Chaos. Everything you're trying is just not working in the moment, and defense should stand tall yet again, and we're even.
Love to see it for Pot of Gold. They bounce back in a big way. Can they maintain it will be the key, as we've seen it back-to-back defensive wins, but now it's the real kicker. Who can take the first offensive win will be the winner here, or we'll just go to a map 5 or round 5, excuse me, and it's really just up to fate at that point.
Fate and maybe who gets the ticks. It seems like defense is controlling the line at the moment. We haven't seen many ways of 4 dead offensively, and that's why you haven't had the success. So defense doing a good job making sure they aren't getting into these desperate, difficult situations. Now Chaos looking to answer yet again on another defense.
Trying to find that answer, trying to find anything to go their way, but it's going to be tough. It is going to be a tall task, as the offense just always has the struggle on a vault control. We have seen offensive wins, though, so it's not impossible. I'll admit Brooklyn can do it. Any team can do it. Now, time to make something happen. If you are Pot of Gold, put the nail in the coffin, send Chaos home early, and punch your ticket to Grands.
That's the goal here. What are you going to be able to do? Different story altogether. No progress towards either site. I mean, just a sliver at A, I should say, for Pot of Gold, but that's really it. And now you're going to have a 5 spree out of Markel. Hats off to him. If he can get some utility, that could help towards that B point if it gets late in this game. Markel just trying to add things up and help his squad whatever way he can. And now you got Pot of Gold just trying to take routes. It's not going well for him. Not a huge life deficit, but that clock's an issue.
Yeah, timing is everything, and Pot of Gold doesn't seem to have enough to go around. They're going to need an objective, and they're going to need it ASAP. You need to get on there to stop the clock, but it's not looking too good. With less than 10 seconds remaining, Chaos has stepped up big time on defense.
Stepping up huge, and that's exactly what they were looking for. A little bit of progress towards A now, a little bit of a stack. Utilities out towards the top plat. The dive comes through. The trades are through, and it is going to be Pot of Gold coming out on top for the moment. Don't know that the player from top plat has been spotted, and he jumps down, and that's going to be a kill. And that's not the situation you're looking for. If you're Chaos now, you have to dive, make the play. You do get the players off the hill for the moment, but are you able to stop Pot of Gold from getting this capture? 2 ticks already through, and you're just going to have to keep battling back and forth. You do get the last couple of kills. Oh my God. Oh no, there's a contest on the B side. Oh my God, they don't want to go away. Pot of Gold finding kills. Every which way they need. Stopping at 1.1 on the clock. A side
you're
done
kidding.
and dusted. 4 lives left is the issue, but my God, Pot of Gold.
What an effort from Pot of Gold. We've talked about Chaos having that late game resurgence, but another 3-piece in the feed. Gene is too clean. Gene taking him out top art. They're stacking on Bravo with just 2 lives remaining. Can they hold the line? A last-ditch push from Chaos. They get one, they get both, but my goodness, what a Herculean effort from POG.
Oh my goodness. It was just 2 little lives to work with once they got that extra minute. A was just such a Herculean effort. It felt like in itself, really. But, I mean, my goodness. You got to tip your cap on the effort for Pot of Gold. But, Chaos, you didn't let it go their way.
Incredible effort from both of these teams. But, I mean, props where props are due. That was impressive from Pot of Gold. They played amazingly, and I think if they had maybe 4 lives instead of the 2, they may have taken that one away. But you know, that is the luck of the draw sometimes, and that was one incredible round.
Let's see what Chaos is able to do offensively here now. It's been a defensive shutdown so far. Trying to put this thing away and get it to the map. Number 4 is Chaos with that lead. A site control now doesn't last long, unfortunately for you here on Vault, but you are able to get that first tick.
You get that first little check of progress. Now you just have to find a little bit more. 24-24. Gene, the killing machine, can't seem to be stopped. 29-20 on the 3 streak. It's been gritty. It's been grimy at times, but it has been all Pot of Gold. And I think Gene may just get MVP for this series with the performance they have had.
Oh my God, what a performance indeed. Oh my goodness, this is looking so good. Another 4 dead. And a quick note, COD fans, Optic have gone back-to-back for your Call of Duty World Championships. Oh my goodness, what a scene. But plenty more to decide here in the U18 Call of Duty Champs as we have Pot of Gold on the back foot just a little bit defensively here, trying to get something going in this game. Doing a good job shutting down Chaos initially, only the 1 tick through.
Congratulations, Green Wall, as it remains strong yet again. I know as myself, as a Thieves fan, I am incredibly disappointed, but that is just how it goes sometimes. Either way, Pot of Gold trying to stay up here on the defensive side. I think they just might.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty convincing for him so far, isn't it? Only 9 lives left for Chaos. Looking like we are going to go to that round number 5. It's looking like it is going to be a tick game. And that's the back of your mind. If you're Chaos, if you're not able to win this round, you just want to get as many ticks as possible. Even if you get 2, it helps the cause. Clicks trying to make something happen. But that's going to be the round. We'll go to the 5th.
Should it be a very fun one for sure, and I am very much looking forward to it as Chaos and Pot of Gold continue to do battle. They are trying to get the better of one another, and it has just been a back and forth duel of the fates style control here as Chaos fights to stay alive, Pot of Gold fighting to punch their ticket to Grands.
Fighting, scratching, clawing. Is it enough? So daunting here in this lower bracket. You do get the benefit of the defense. You did enough of the dirty work early on if you are Pot of Gold. And now you feel like you're in the driver's seat. Chaos getting shut down on that previous offense. You don't feel too good about it.
Oh, do not feel too good about it whatsoever, unfortunately. But, you know, at the end of the day, still got a chance. There's still hope that you can get a win here. Even though you're on the attacking side, even though you're at a bit of a disadvantage, you know you can beat this squad. You know there is moments of life still left in you as it's a 3-piece in the feed. Alpha secure just like that, and Chaos on the warpath.
Chaos getting things hot and heavy. A done. B in progress as well. And Pot of Gold just got punched in the teeth. Wondering what's going on. What has happened, ladies and gentlemen? Chaos is rolling. You do stop it for the moment. But oh my God, we could be in another game quickly.
Yeah, I think that may just happen, but cannot let off the gas just yet. Blix going massive. Excuse me, Dark with the 8 streak. They are just a few millimeters away from securing that 3rd tick, and Chaos are gonna take the control.
Yeah.
Jake, we can't hear you, buddy. We good? We clear? Either way, folks, we're
Yeah.
not. Oh, Shake, I hear you, buddy.
Yeah, that little bit of technical difficulties there, but yeah, no, I mean, Chaos. I mean, it's down to this map number 4 for them. They have to show up early.
Show up early, and they have to show up often on hill. Chaos, they're down a few points, but they get a solid bit of kills in the feed before going down. Ultimately, Pot of Gold not hopping onto the hill. Strangely enough, they're just trying to protect on the outside. But Chaos, they have a bit of hopeful start, but again, it's just not their ideal positioning. This P1 on red card is just so mixy in my opinion, and for most P1s it's really just about setting the tone, but P2 is the big first money hill, so you want to try and play for those spawns if you're Chaos. Shake, I believe we're still having some audio issues. Pot of Gold able to maintain a 20-point lead as they rotate to the P2. 3-piece in the feed, though, for Chaos as they punch through on the P2, now trying to find something in their favor. 4 kills across the board for Pot of Gold, so you like to see a team that has some synergy. Now rotating up, the timing in favor of Pot of Gold as they clear P2, clear house, and a squad wipe in the feed. Everybody getting a little bit of a piece of the Chaos pie, it would seem, as they set up for the P3 rotation now. This is looking like another just avalanche of attack from Pot of Gold as they remain locked in as ever. Clicks with the 2-piece. That's Dark, though, on the scoreboard. There is a bit of a glitch, unfortunately, for the Chaos scoreboard, so apologies, folks, if I get people mixed up. Either way, it's Chaos once again finding themselves with their back against the wall and now trying to find some breathing room. Pot of Gold continuing to climb. Gene at 8 and 6. 30 seconds of hill time, playing phenomenally. Finally going down, though. And now applying more pressure. Chaos can't seem to break through. Jake, are you with us, brother?
Oh, I'm here. I'm alive. My mic is being a little strange, what's not being strange right now is Pot of Gold getting to that early hard point fashion that we saw out of them and looking to establish it a little bit more. A couple of exit seconds here for Chaos, but it's just been a little bit more of the same. A slow start out of Chaos on the hard point.
Very, very slow start as we've seen, but they have that late game resurgence. They just need to activate it a little sooner before that 120-point deficit creeps up on them. As we get to the P4, it's a quick two-piece trade that goes in favor of Pot of Gold as they get on the hill. Being it down below, trying to rat it out, but goes down to his own nade. Couldn't escape it in time, and disaster for Pot of Gold. They still contest on the hill, though, thankfully, but you got to avoid those mistakes at all costs, especially in a hard point where a TK, a self TK like that, can make or break a round.
No, that's not what you want to see whatsoever. And now you're trying to battle back yet again. Chaos, you're keeping relatively in the neighborhood, but it's the same issues we're seeing again, having issues holding hills. Is that purple side. Pot of Gold locking in this time yet again and just looking so convincing.
Yeah, I mean, Pot of Gold is dangerous and deadly on the hard point. In these respawn modes, they are very, very difficult. Chaos winning that control may have been a bit of a surprise to a lot of people, but it just shows that they are no team to be trifled with either. Markel was on the 4 streak getting shut down. Again, another reason this map is so controversial, at least in my opinion, is this P5 is just out in the open. If it was maybe in the stands or under some cover, I would be a bit understandable, but it's just out in the open. You're completely exposed from multiple sides, and it's so insanely difficult to hold for any significant amount of time.
It's just been continuously the same thing yet again and again for Chaos. Just too much work to get done and not enough of the gunfights on top to do it. Only one player positive yet again for the side of Chaos. And, a lot of positive players for Pot of Gold, a decent amount of hill time. I mean, Gene has just been the absolute hill kitten. He is purring loud and proud right now as we go back towards this P1. Pot of Gold looking strong.
Pot of Gold looking Herculean as Che Fu with the 3 streak, with the Strider, no less, just clearing house and going all Jason Statham on him, it would seem. Was trying to set up something else, but it's Dark and Markel for a squad wipe. And Chaos just trying to get to this P1. Who is the bigger of the money hills, I'd say. Is you can set up a P2 and P3 rotation like Pot of Gold did, you are going to be winning red card hardpoint more often than not. Now it's a bit of a test. Gene slipping and sliding out. The aggressor able to clear, but unfortunately goes down himself. As Hell, again, trying to will his team back into this one. He's the only one to break an even, trying to go positive. Pot of Gold is just playing with their food. They're up by close to 100 points yet again. Shake, what does Chaos have to do to get back in this one?
Just chain some gunfights together and be able to hold the points. It's really nothing fancy. They're just getting gunned down. Anytime they're able to grab the hill, it's traded out almost instantly. And it's just been really rough sledding, getting a little bit up behind on the rotations as well. It's just a whole bevy of factors that's leading to a rough day for Chaos.
Unfortunately, to say the least, there was that glimmer of hope, but unfortunately, like the best race cars out there in Lightning McQueen, Chaos is fading in the latter half of this hard point. A 3-piece in the feed is a moment of hope, but again, how much of a moment can you have when the overall seems so little as Pot of Gold continues to torment Chaos here on these rotations? Chaos has the spawns for P3, and they need to get set up quickly before Pot of Gold takes over on the far left side. If you see on that mini map, going to have a bit of a collision course set up on P3.
Yeah, a lot of bodies over there leading to a lot of gunfights. Who's going to come out on top? Chaos initially with a couple of gunfight wins. Are they able to continue to win them? That's a nice shot there out of Markel just to pick up that player on steps. But Secret is just going to be a backbreaker and fine too. And there's a break in more time for Pot of Gold.
That is unfortunate. Chaos is every second, or every step you take forward, you seem to take 2 steps back. Get a 3-piece in the feed yet again. Can you capitalize on it? Can you maintain control of this hill for a significant chunk of time as you're looking the wrong way? Chafu going to pick up 1. Dark gets the trade out. It's still being contested and fought over. You hold. But again, it's that late game resurgence we've seen time and time again from Chaos, but it's just not enough to run away with the win.
It's just been a little bit unfortunate, not really getting it together in the hard points early enough. But here on this P4 initially, and if they're able to finally get a hold and work back into this game, maybe we can start telling a different story. But here come the gunfights. Will they come out on top? And the initial is going to go towards Chifu. Time remained in the hands of Chaos, but they are going to go for dead. Pot of Gold right back in.
Really, really valiant effort from Chaos here. Cut the deficit to about 60. But with Pot of Gold on this big Money Hill P4, and boy, lighting them up like a Christmas tree, it's going to be difficult to break through fully. Dark on the outside, going to get picked up yet again. They try to slide through, but the defense is just too strong from Pot of Gold.
Holding up and holding strong the entire time. P5. It's a little bit of a mix fest. You're not really looking for a whole bunch of time, but Chaos looking to be the team that's at least there first, trying to get something done. But Gene is just going to find another big 2-piece to get right back onto that hill, looking to get over the 2-minute mark.
That is insane run from the entire series. Stepped up in a major way for Pot of Gold here with 30 bomb. And it's hill time. Rotate to the P5 now. They crack into double sentry. Shout out my boy Rarity as Pot of Gold. Trying to put this one away. Chaos currently holding on the P5. They're getting a decent chunk of time on this one, and they try to hold the line. But I don't see Chaos running away with this one. The deficit may be too large, and a 4-piece in the feed is the last thing you'd want to see if you're Chaos.
Yeah, no, it's just desperation time for them yet again. Less than 30 seconds needed now. Exactly 30 seconds needed for Pot of Gold. P1 does get rolling. Chaos has control of it. Just trying to hold on for dear life at this moment. And they need to just find some more of these gunfights here. Markel is able to find a couple. But it's just a lot of work still left to be done for Chaos.
And they're going to have to be working overtime, the amount of work they still have left in this matchup. Lynx and Dark doing a great job on trying to hold the line. They get a 3 in the feed. I believe they got the full clear. So, again, this late game resurgence is common for Chaos, but can they find a way to put it away will be the question. Q2 rotation has been a real struggle point of theirs. They have not secured a significant amount of time this entire matchup. So as we get into yet another P2 rotation, they punch through yet again. They held the P5 for a decent chunk. They held this P1 for a decent chunk. So despite a 100-point deficit once being on the board, it's down to about 50. This is your time, Chaos. Punch through and take the win.
Are they able to? They're spawning in the D back now, and that information should come through, and the respawns just keep coming that same side. And that is going to be Blix trying to make a play outside of soccer, and he's going to get shut down as well. Less than 15 seconds needed for Pot of Gold to put these series away. A punch and ticket to grand finals. Markel with the chow. He's going to fall, and that could just about do it. The spawners from the back, they continue to fall. Pot of Gold, last second contest, not going to do it. They're going to grand finals.
An unfortunate